looking to honour
Ladies
that
and
tradition.
gentlemen, our first bout this evening is a 6 3-minute rounds contest in the lightweight division. Firstly, fighting out of the red corner with 6 wins and 28 losses, weighing in 9 stone, 12 pounds, 2 ounces, and tonight he wears the black shorts with gold trim. Please welcome from Brazil, Jonatas Rodrigo Gomes de Oliveira. And across the ring in the blue corner with an unbeaten 7 wins, 3 by way of knockout, weighing in 9 stone, 11 pounds, 6 ounces, and tonight he wears the red shorts with white trim. Please welcome from Liverpool, Ethan Brown. Your referee is Jamie Kirkpatrick, now giving his final instructions.
Okay, boys, you both know the rules. Keep the punches up, watch your heads on the inside. Obey my commands at all times, defend yourselves at all times. Touch gloves, good luck to you both.
Ladies and gentlemen, 6 3-minute rounds.
So we had the hard sell at the top from Ollie Bessel, which we didn't really need, to be very honest with you. The action is sure to speak for itself tonight. Underway, and a brisk start to the evening, where the sunshine still blazing out of the sky outside, but the crowds have been making their way up from the Mersey itself, up West Derby Road, and they're beginning to filter in here to the Olympia. Ethan Brown, the southpaw in the red. This is pro fight number 8 for Ethan, and just beginning, Richie, to emerge as a hard-hitting prospect. I was actually backstage watching him warm up, and it was the sound of the punches he was throwing rather than the actual delivery which caught my ear rather than my eye, to be honest with you.
He's an impressive puncher, I think, Ethan Brown, but I also like his skills, his general ring craft, and the way he conducts himself in the ring. He's impressed me throughout his career. Only his 8th fight, but he's very, very skillful, southpaw. And like I say, he can dig a bit. And he's in against Gomes de Oliveira, who doesn't get stopped, Paul. It's his 11th contest this year, and he's only been stopped, 3 times in the 28 defeats that he's had. So he's tough. So this could be a perfect match for Ethan Brown.
Brown found him underneath the left. He went for it again there, underneath the left elbow. Stylistically, it might be said that this shapes quite well for Brown tonight, working in behind that peppering little right jab, and again he goes underneath, Richie, to that left side of the rib cage, and to his credit, De Oliveira's walked through the first 3 that have landed.
Yes, he has. He's awkward, he's unorthodox. Sometimes his feet come very square and he tries to land the right hand, and that's what he's trying to do. There it is there, look, so he's trying to do that against the southpaw. But Brown, like I said, he's very accomplished southpaw, and he works the body really well. And you've said it, Paul, you hit it on the head. That right hook downstairs, that could be the shot that could pay dividends here against a tough man in front of him. But the body shots, yeah, they could be the difference here.
So far, De Oliveira's wearing them well. It's a graphic description you've often used on shows that we've worked together, Richie, the way that the professional fighter's body hardens with use and practice, and it's almost in this opening round, 11th fight of 2025 from Gomes de Oliveira, as if to say to Ethan Brown, listen, it's just another day in there. I'm taking these shots every day at the moment.
Yeah. He's a tough cookie, no doubt. But the hook has impressed me from Brown, though, to the head and to the body, but he's just got to keep behind his boxing also and set those punches up.
Bear in mind that was the first round in a pro ring from Ethan Brown in 2025. Back in action tonight for the first time since late November 24, when he beat Kevin Tirana with a 6-round stoppage here at the Olympia. So at least he obviously knew the way here and knows what to do once we get underway.
Well, it is only his first contest of 2025, so you know, he's had a little bit of a break, and he doesn't want too many of those type of breaks, 6 or 7 months. He wants to keep busy. But like I've said, he's a very skillful boxer, and he got a bit of power behind him. and this could be the perfect match for him, because he might get a few rounds under his belt, and he can work this guy.
Corners, 10
as
seconds.
they come.
Seconds out. Round 2.
Jamie Kirkpatrick brings them out for round 2. Ethan Brown showed the classier work, but he's a busy, match-fit Brazilian, this. Jonatas Rodrigo Gomes de Oliveira.
Well, Brown there just threw a lovely left uppercut to the body. It was a cracking shot, and de Oliveira, he acknowledged it. It was a good punch, so he's got good variation, works well with his jab. Look at these punches going in with that left hand, but then he'll switch the attack with that hook to the body, and then he's brought that left uppercut through. So yeah, he's a good all-rounder here, Ethan Brown. Like I said, I'm impressed with those skills.
Stopped the last 3, Richie, before tonight. Has Ethan Brown. The run actually started also here at the Olympia against Casey Bradnam, February of 2024. So it's very much a home game, to use the footballing analogy, for the man in the red and white with the liver bird stitched into those trunks, and a very fetching little gold sequin effect as well. Looking the part. Much said pre-show by Ollie Bessel and our promoter here tonight, Dave Nelson, along with Alfie Warren for Warren Boxing Management, Rich, about the potential for some of these Liverpool fighters in this great era again for the game in Liverpool. The possibility that they too can follow the lead of the stars, some of whom may be in attendance tonight, who've really prospered over the last few years. And, you know, for Ethan Brown, that to me is also a possibility, and he can win more fans here tonight.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, Paul. Again, some good boxing skills from him, and it was a lead read right uppercut, and there it is again through the guard of his opponent. So he's got, like I said, good variation, decent boxing skills. Doesn't want to get too carried away with throwing too many heavy shots. Just set these punches up. Boxing like that was nice, just making the opponent miss and then making him pay. Good work again, lead hand, and the backhand comes through. 1 or 2 little signs as early as the second round here, Richie, that the weight of punch is beginning to make its effect felt. Gomes de Oliveira just slowing down a little bit. He either gets in close and tries to stay there, or he goes on the outside, but he can't really box on the outside, can he? And he seems to know that as he fired in that uppercut of his own, but he's been out-punched and outworked at the moment by Ethan Brown, and it's a pretty impressive second round. Yeah, it is indeed, and I think de Oliveira, he realises that he just can't outbox his opponent from distance, so he's trying to get up close, whip in shots like that. But he's got a very capable man in Ethan Brown in front of him, who's just totally outboxing him at the moment. And this has been a really impressive second round.
I concur. Cool, measured, very, very confident, and it's a great show opener from the Liverpool perspective so far from Ethan Brown.
Yeah, his corner will be really pleased with that performance in that round there. Some lovely work straight through the middle there. Look at that for a lead uppercut, cracking shot. That is. His opponent comes back though, wants to stand toe to toe and trade occasionally. But I thought Ethan Brown then just went to another level in that round, and that was pretty impressive.
Corners, 10 seconds.
Very well ordered corner, Ethan Brown.
Seconds out.
The blue of the
Round 3.
home fighter here.
I think he's having his 7th contest at the venue, isn't he, Paul, apparently? So
In all, yeah.
Yeah, incredible. So it is really a home from home for him. Knows this venue inside out in his home city. And you can see, I mean, you can see he's pretty happy with what he's doing. He's boxing really, really well. Listening to his corner, I heard his corner in that round, in between the rounds, say, just stick to your boxing, keep that going. And that's important, that he doesn't get too carried away with throwing bigger shots. You've got to keep the boxing going, and the big shots will then follow.
One of the questions up the road, Rich, might just be which division is going to suit Ethan Brown better, because on the scales yesterday, 9 stone 11, and here he comes now, beginning again to pick holes in Gomes de Oliveira. Oliveira did really well to get away from that red corner very, very quickly indeed.
Yeah, just showing a few signs of just distress there. De Oliveira just got caught with a good shot and he showed it.
Any insight, Richie, on that for us from the point of view this slated at super lightweight, of course, but you know he's not that far away from lightweight, is he?
No.
My question then would be, has he quite got the speed to match some of the speedsters in the lightweight division?
Well, this is it, Paul. Which one will he settle in? Obviously, at 24, he's still going to mature, and he'll probably fill into the super lightweight division. And if he can make lightweight, then you know he carries a bit of power with him, doesn't he? So there's not a lot on him though. So who knows? But lightweight or super lightweight, yeah, I think he can pose a threat to most boxers out there from Britain.
How about some of the rivalries? It just in the Merseyside area, Richie, that could be up the road, and they would certainly fill a venue like this with so many talented fighters. Some on the card tonight. We won't lay out the whole pattern just yet, but I'm sure regular viewers on the Boxnation YouTube channel will be familiar with some of the names and some of the emerging talents. Don't want to spoil it for everybody.
I think a great fighter when I was about was Shane Neary. He was around that division, wasn't he? Yeah. I think light welter, super lightweight, and a cracking fighter. Yeah. He was very exciting. And yes, Liverpool has another one here who's he's not too bad at all. And again, it's against an opponent who is he's the better boxer in terms of the skill, but this guy's tough. He's making him think, he's making him work. That's why his corner keep reminding him, stick to your boxing, break him down.
Little nick on the right eye of Gomes de Oliveira. It's actually high on the cheekbone rather than affecting the eye itself, and he doesn't look over perturbed, but he continues to take some decent shots through that round, and this is a very impressive start from Ethan Brown here tonight.
There was some good skills at the end of that round for Ethan Brown, because he actually made de Oliveira miss with 2 or 3 shots, and then he came back right at the end of the round with a couple of nice simple 1-2s straight down the pipe. Good work, listening to the corner. That was that lead up again from him. So he's going through the variation. There's the lead uppercut again. What a super shot that was, and those were the distress signs that we spoke about from de Oliveira. Gets caught there, look, so this guy's still dangerous, he's still in there, and like I say, it's a decent workout up to now, but Brown is boxing very well. 1 or 2
little moments of fallibility defensively,
10
perhaps.
seconds.
But he does set out his stall very well. I think the most encouraging thing so far tonight, Rich, is we're looking at a 24-year-old.
Seconds out.
And in this
round 4
kind of stage, one is looking for development.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. There's lots of good signs here from him.
Back on your boxing there.
Yeah.
Call it out to him from the corner. Work off the boxing.
Yeah. It's lovely because he's actually setting these attacks up, you see, behind that jab. So what he's doing is measuring the target, measuring the gap between himself and his opponent, and then he's bringing the uppercut through the middle. So it's very good boxing indeed, and it's all behind that lead hand, and that's the important thing behind his boxing. Listening to his corner again.
A little bit of head work. Both protest that it was accidental. I'm just looking at Richie to see if he thinks the same. No, Richie's raised his eyebrows.
Yeah. Well, I think there's always a problem when you have orthodox and southpaw boxers with the lead leg and one's coming forward, and it's if you're inaccurate with your work or your opponent is, someone's going to fall in, and that's when the heads are going to clash. But at this stage now, this is better now from Ethan Brown. So his corner are probably just a little bit concerned about his opponent's head because he's coming forward and he's not that accurate, de Oliveira. So when he misses, then he falls in, and that's when a head clash can occur. So it's up to Ethan Brown just to keep his distance, maintain that gap, and keep those punches nice and straight. And then he can measure then for the bigger shots, the bent arm work.
one or two little suggestions, Richie, halfway through this fourth round, that Brown is starting to put a bit more into some of these shots as well.
Yeah, he may be looking just to put a bit more power on
Like
the
that
shot.
one.
Yeah, that was a lovely shot again. Set
And
up
again.
behind, yeah.
I love the way he comes back around and goes again,
Yeah,
do you?
Yeah, very good indeed. And set up again behind his lead hand.
Not admiring his own work,
No.
and again, same again, and the pressure starts to build on Gomes de Oliveira. Very impressively indeed from Brown.
And this is when probably he needs a couple of hooks to the body, Paul, just to take the attention away from those head shots. But up to now, yeah, there you go. Look, he's listening to his corner. His corner is saying exactly the same thing as what we are, so they can see it as well. But see his movement then off that lead uppercut, then he moves around the opponent rather than moving back. Oh, there's
Lovely.
a body shot. You see, those are the ones, Paul.
Terrific little shot, left hook into the body. And de Oliveira's beginning to show one or two little distress signals here.
Yeah, he is. But he's tough. You know, you give anyone a good workout, Paul, this kid. He's a tough man.
The thing that he's got to be mindful of, and we've seen it a lot in this fight tonight, Richie, Gomes de Oliveira is trying to get close, if at all possible, but he know he can't claim his man because Brown is bigger and stronger. That's literally on the bell here. It's the first time he's done it in the whole fight, just to try to gain a bit of respite. I think they're mates.
I think they're both enjoying it, aren't they?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, de Oliveira knows he's just been totally outboxed, so the only chance he's got of landing a shot is when he gets up close. So he's trying to drag Ethan Brown into a toe-to-toe battle, but Ethan Brown isn't falling for it. He's boxing well at range, and he can mix it up on the inside as well. So at the moment, he's boxing okay for me.
So a couple to go in this six-rounder, but live tonight on the YouTube Boxnation channel. The first thing we have to say is that 6 rounds is by no means the limit of the possibilities for Ethan Brown of Liverpool.
Second out.
Been a really good showing
Round 5.
so far. And there's going to be another little talking to from Jamie Kirkpatrick, the referee. Keep it tidy, they say to Brown.
Yeah, that's all he needs to keep doing. He's working with that jab, you see, and just picking his opponents off, because his opponent then will get frustrated and he'll start coming forward more and more. And that's when the openings and the opportunities will present themselves for him to land the bigger shots. See, so he's just edging forward again here, de Oliveira. Just keep popping that jab and make him come over his front foot. But at the moment, yeah, boxing very well.
Bit of peekaboo here from Brown, as though he's trying to just make de Oliveira reach a bit too much. He knows where the gaps are underneath. And they're just telling him in the corner now, go to the body with the jab as well.
Yeah.
As some of these excellent hooks that he's thrown to the body. Just missed a little bit with that one. De Oliveira's right, it was around the back a little bit. He doesn't make much fuss over it.
That's what he's got to do. Just keep popping that jab, and that will make the opponent come.
That was
that's a low,
definitely
yeah,
low.
that's a low blow. He's got to watch what he's doing. But I think de Oliveira is tailor-made for the left uppercut as well. So he's just got to try and set that. But see now, he doesn't need to be doing that. He needs to get off those ropes, stay in the centre of the ring space, move around the opponent. That's what he's been doing. What he got to avoid the ropes, because that's when de Oliveira will actually try and land a couple of shots, and the elbows can follow through and it can become scrappy and messy. So stay in ring space, centre of the ring.
Having stopped the last 3 before tonight, perhaps Ethan Brown just beginning to become a little bit anxious, as though trying to keep the run going here, Richie, and he's not been quite as accurate for me in this 5th round as previously.
Yeah, well, you know, Paul, I mean, he's totally outboxing his opponent, but yeah, he doesn't want to get carried away. That's why you've got to stick to the game plan, listen to the corner, do it all behind your boxing, frustrate the opponent, break him down, and the opponent will then come over the front foot and start making the mistakes himself, and you'll be able to catch him with them heavier punches.
So far, last 30 seconds, plenty of time for it to change, of course, but so far this 5th round has been slightly better from the perspective of the opponent, Gomes de Oliveira.
Just, yeah, got to watch the heads, you see. The heads have almost clashed a couple of times in this round, and that's a little bit careless from Ethan Brown. He doesn't need to be there trading and risking getting cut. He's outboxing him at mid and long, and I think he should stick to that myself.
Brown's enjoying it, the crowd are enjoying it.
You know what, Paul, like I said, he's been out for a while, hasn't he? So this is a good bout to come back to. He's getting a few rounds under his belt. You know, he's going through the gears, he's listening to his corner, he's enjoying it. So this is a decent workout for Ethan Brown. He's winning every round comfortably, and yet he's in against a scrappy and an unorthodox opponent who occasionally tries to land the odd swing here and there, so he's got to be on the ball. So for me, this is a decent workout for someone who's just coming back after a few months out.
Corner, 10 seconds. Seconds out for the 6th and the final round.
Touch of the gloves as we get going. Largely very impressive work tonight from Ethan Brown. Seemingly well set for a 8th straight professional win.
If he could get a stoppage here, it would be the icing on the cake, to be quite honest, because he's won every round. He's been very impressive. Just got to see this one out now. But if he can force a stoppage, then that would be brilliant for him.
From Gomes de Oliveira's point of view, of course, the objective is to steer away through this last round, put it in his record book, and wait for the phone to ring in the morning.
Yeah, well, that's it, Paul. I mean, this is his 11th contest this year, so this guy, you know, he fights every other week almost. So, you know, for him, it's to get through it. He knows he's losing. Well, that was a cracking shot. That little left uppercut then, that was a bit of class, that was, from Brown.
Very classy touches tonight so far from Ethan Brown.
He didn't expect it, you see, de Oliveira. So that was a super punch.
And just trying to stand his ground a little bit more with just over 1:30 to go in the last round. Brown plant the feet, maybe find a shot with a little bit extra in it.
Yeah.
He's a proper opponent though, isn't he, Richie?
Yeah, he
Gomes
is.
de Oliveira.
Absolutely. Tough nut he is. And occasionally rather, he comes back with the odd shot here and there, Paul, and lands a good punch.
Rank
So,
number
yeah,
4.
he's tough.
Rank number 4 in Brazil. Again, Brown looking to close the show in style.
Yeah, lovely.
Oh, it was excellent, wasn't it?
Excellent, yeah, very good indeed. And de Oliveira, you know, he throws the odd shot here and there, but he's missing. He's inaccurate with his work. Apart from that one, that was a decent hook. But most of his punches aren't hitting the target. And when he misses like that, then he presents an opportunity for the opponent to come back and score. He missed that one, but nevertheless.
Haven't seen that little look out the ring for a few years, since Billy Joe Saunders.
Yeah.
Real classy southpaw in there right now. On what we've seen tonight, Ethan Brown is a fighter with a future.
Yeah, lovely work. And then just spins off to the side.
And a nice little show and go from Gomes de Oliveira, who has certainly held his end of the bargain up tonight by extending Brown and keeping him busy and giving a great showcase to the skill set of Ethan Brown. Didn't get the stoppage this time, but I think the performance level again marked a step up in many ways. Would you agree, Richie?
Yeah, I think so. I think because he's been out obviously since November, so he's been out a few months, so he's just brushed away the cobwebs in that contest. But I thought if I was coaching him, I'd be very pleased with what I've seen there. I think he went through the gears very well. His punch selection, his variation was excellent throughout. Good jab, good straight left hand. Then he'll switch downstairs with that hook to the body, and then there's the lead uppercut here and there. So yeah, I think all round, I think it was a good display, and that's a great workout for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee scores the contest 60 points to 54. The winner in the blue corner from Liverpool, Ethan Brown.
And smiles all round.
And a
at
round
the
of
end
applause for the brave and gallant Jonatas de Oliveira.